It's your man's the real Nitty. It's your man's Nitty right here. About to set it off for y'all one more time with the next video I'm doing for y'all. Today is going to be the Hunter. We've already done, what have we gone over, y'all? We've gone over the assassin role. We've gone over the guardian role. Now we're going to do the Hunter role. And once again, this is for new players to Smite. You know, I'm giving it to the new players in simple terms, layman's terms, simple terms, because it was not given to me and my fellas when we first got on here. You know, if you've not seen one of the other videos I've done, okay, I have to reiterate this to everybody that when I first played this game, when I got on here as a new player, no one told us anything. Smite players are like that. You know, some of the Smite players are toxic. They like to talk, you rock, all this stuff. They write stuff on the screen where you don't know what you're doing. Listen, don't pay that stuff no attention. Just learn your role. Listen to your man Nitty, and I'll get you right. Excuse me. I will get you right on the path to playing much better than you would if you didn't have simple terms laid out to you. Again, a lot of videos you'll see on YouTube, sophisticated terms, or they're made for players that already know the game. I'm breaking it down for my new players because it wasn't given to me, and that's what I want to do, help you further along. Now, we're going to get back to the task at hand, which is the hunters, right? So the hunters, what is it about the hunters? Okay, the hunters are what we consider late game characters, meaning they hit real hard in the later or the latter stages of the game, right? That's the way they are. They're set up to be that way because if the hunters hit real hard from the beginning, hey, it'd be game over, right? So you put your cards in, and as the game gets longer or the game goes on, you get stronger and stronger as the game goes. Now, for new people, what you see a lot of from new people that don't really understand how to play the game is they'll pick a hunter, right? Chiron, Amusing Carb, aHunter, Apollo, whatever. They'll pick their favorite god and or whatever god looks appealing to them, and they're going to the game, right? You know, they're going to the game. They got their deck built, and then what they do, which is incorrect, is they jump out there too early, put themselves out of position because a lot of hunters don't have escapes. Some of them have escapes. You know, what's an escape? Okay, well, she doesn't have an escape. Artemis does not have an escape. You would have to use her ultimate, right, to get away. Hunters that have escapes are hunters like Cupid. Why? Because he has a dash. You know, Cupid has this dash. Which one is it? Shit, love Cupid. This one right here. So the flutter is Cupid's dash, right? It's the dash. You know what he does? He dashes forward. That's Cupid's dash, right? No problem. So a lot of hunters don't have that. Chiron, for example, also has what? A dash. Is the giddy up right here. Right? So Chiron has a dash. Now that means you can get away, right? A lot of hunters, because they hit so hard, you know, the game designs didn't want to give them everything. So some of them don't have escapes, right? I call it escape as a dash, whatever you want to call it, teleport. Okay, let's get back to the task at hand. So hunters, you want to build your hunters strong, right? You want to build your hunters with the cards that hit hard, right? You want to give them attack speed, right? Give them some attack speed, some penetration, some power, right? Some cooldown so their abilities can keep coming back faster. You know, and some cards that will do the most for their abilities. For instance, a Musa Cobb has a move where he puts bees on you, right? So I'm gonna put in a card such as this card right here. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna put in a card such as this. Always use cards that go along with your character's abilities, right? Go to penetration real fast. So Heartseeker, what does it do? your abilities deal an additional 2% of the target's maximum health as physical damage, right? If you have more than 200 physical power, it scales up. All right. So, in other words, he puts the bees on you, right? He'll do his bee maneuver on you. It'll do a lot of damage. But that card, that particular card that I just showed you, because it does extra damage, right? Does a percentage of your physical power is extra damage. It will put that card back real fast. It will do extra damage on top of your ability. So you want to put cards in that favor or go along with your abilities. Again, as I always say with the characters, when you pick a hunter, make sure you understand what that hunter does. Don't just pick the character and jump into the game as a new player. You will get destroyed, and a lot of times that can take away your love for the game. You get beat down too often. Who wants to keep getting beat down, right? So you might not want, oh man, this game I ain't no good at. I'm not gonna pick it up again. No, don't take that attitude. Understand your character. Know exactly what the abilities do, what abilities go together. Okay, even go to practice mode with your character. That way you can understand what they do. And then when you go into the actual battlefield on a team or with some random characters that you're playing with, you'll understand what's going on with your character. At least you have a better feel for them. Don't just jump out there. You will get the mileage. Remember, for those new players to Smite, Smite is chess, not checkers. Chess, not checkers. So Smite is not. I always say it's not Tekken. It's not a boxing game. You don't just jump out there and start fighting. No, you get powered up. You understand what your distance is as your character. Okay, you get your power. You get your power up. You get your cards in, and as you get stronger, you can become a little bit more aggressive. But always understand where you are and where the enemy is on the battlefield. Okay, always understand where you are in relation to your enemy. Okay, if I'm a hunter, I'm gonna position myself behind my support or my tank. If I had one, I already did a video on tanks. Go watch that if you haven't. But I'm gonna position myself behind the tank, okay, or the support or the warrior if I had one, and I'm gonna keep my distance, right? So who's that calling me? Okay, my wife is calling. Um, but I'm gonna keep my distance as a hunter because you're a squishy character. Remember we talked about squishy characters, man. You can be killed easily if you're caught out of position or out of place. Okay, so you can't take a lot of damage or a lot of hits, so you want to place yourself accordingly, right? Get caught up, get strong, and then as you get strong and start hitting real hard towards the middle to the latter stages of the game, then you can step up and push up a little bit more. Always keeping your distance. Okay, so hunters are built with what? Speed, damage. Okay, some of them are less speed, more speed. Let's talk about the two different types of hunters very quickly. So you have ability based hunters, right? And then you have so you have ability based hunters, okay? And then you have basic attack based hunters. Now, what do I mean by that? What's the difference? Dancer Burrow, for instance, he's an ability based hunter, okay? Meaning most of his power and damage comes from his abilities, his ability to keep you off key in the lane, his ability to try to control the lane and positioning on the field with his moves. Okay. Um, but then he also does damage with his basic attacks. Okay. But you have to understand which way you want to build him. Are you building him for his power, for his abilities, or are you building him for basic attacks? So you can build them either way. All the hunters you can build either way, but some of them do better when you build them towards their abilities. Some of them do better when you build them towards their basic attacks. If I'm going to build Danzaburo towards his abilities, I'm going to put in a lot of ability-based cards. I have a mix. I'm building him more towards his basic attacks, but I have a cards in here that also will go well with his abilities. Okay, so you have to understand that. So if you're gonna build him towards, and everyone knows I don't actually go over all the cards. I just want you to understand how to game. But if you're gonna build this guy towards his abilities, okay, you're gonna put in power, penetration, maybe some cooldown and some mana, strong cards that way, with a little bit of attack speed, because the power and the mana will enable you to keep bringing or keep using your abilities with power. You want your abilities to be strong. You want them to penetrate the armor of the enemy. Okay, hence the penetration and the power. But you also want them to keep coming back, hence the cooldown. So you want to have cooldown, power, and penetration if you're building your hunter towards his abilities. If you're building your hunter towards basic attacks, okay, let's get out of this real fast. If you're going to build your hunter towards his basic attacks, you're going to go, let's see who we got that's built towards their basic attacks. You're going to go kind of like I would build as an army. Okay? So as an army, you're going to put like critical hit cards. What I don't have in it. So you're going to do like critical. Oh, so it's a card missing around here. So you're going to put an attack speed if you build them towards their basic attacks. Attack speed, critical hit chance. We know that doubles your attack damage. Okay, critical hit cards doubles your attack damage, and it gets stronger as you go. As your power goes up, the critical hit damage also goes up. Okay, attack speed and lifesteal. Lifesteal keeps you in the lane longer. That's very good on the hunter. Lifesteal, I forgot to mention that earlier, but lifesteal was very good on the hunter. It'll keep you in the lane longer. Okay, and the longer you can stay out in the lane for my new players, the less you get killed and the longer you stay out in the lane, the more effective you will be for your team. If you have to keep running back to the tower, your level, and this is very important, you have to watch your level during the game because the higher your level, the stronger you are. If you start to fall below the enemy's levels, you're not going to do any good for your team because you're going to get killed a lot easier and a lot faster than them. So, lifesteal on a hunter enables you to stay out in the lane longer, eat more minions. Okay, when I say eat more minions, I'm not talking about actually your character's going to sit out there and eat minions like they're Pac-Man. I'm saying that what's going to happen is the more minions you kill is going to feed your character with points, okay, and coins, and you'll level up faster. So if you have lifesteal, you can stay out in the lane long. You don't have to keep running back because somebody shot you all up. Now you got to go back because your health is low. Lifesteal is good. Attack speed. You're building them towards a basic attack character. You want to have attack speed, lifesteal, critical hit, penetration. Okay, lifesteal, attack speed, critical hit, and penetration. Okay, these are things you need if you're building them towards basic attack. Okay. Now, as far as you choosing your hunter, that's up to you. I'm not going to sit here and choose a hunter for you, but when you get on the game, you're going to go through all the hunters. You're going to pick one that's easy for you to use. Okay. You're going to understand. You're going to go to your hunter's abilities, which is right here. Okay. You're going to make sure you read them and understand them. Okay. Read them and understand each one. What do they do? Okay. Read them and understand each one. Where's the ultimate? This is the ultimate right here. It's in the same location for every guard in the game. This is the passive right here. Okay? The passive is what it is. It's something that is just there. It's attached to that character, and you don't have to do anything but enjoy your passive. Okay? Remember, basic attack hunters, if you're building them towards basic attacks, say you like to get out there and bang once you got your cards in. If you're that type of player, make sure you understand your position. Make sure you got critical hit, attack speed, penetration, lifesteal. If you don't want critical hit, because you don't have to have critical hit, I just like it. Power, attack speed, lifesteal. Okay? If you don't like lifesteal, okay, maybe you want to put power, attack speed, critical hit. Okay? So there's a lot of fun ways you can build your hunter. Remember, most important thing about hunters are positioning because they're squishy characters like mages. Okay, I'll get it off into mages on the next video is going to be about the mages. Understand positioning. Okay, positioning is very important as a hunter. 9 times out of 10, if an assassin gets on you, you're not getting away. Okay, unless you're one of those hunters that have a dash. Even those dashes can be canceled out. So remember, positioning. Okay. Always position yourself between your tower and the enemy, okay? Unless it's a gank, we already know. Well, okay, let me explain that to you. A gank is when you surprise the enemy team. And normally, one of your teammates is on that side of them, and you're on this side of them, and that's a gank, okay? You're converging on your enemy. So, if you're ganking the enemy, obviously you're not going to be between your tower and the enemy. You might be coming from behind the enemy. Okay, that's fine. Remember, your tower or your phoenix is your friend. So always position them at your back, okay? Because you want to be able to back into your tower if you're in trouble, okay? Always know where your tower is, okay? If you're in trouble, you need to know, okay, there's my tower. I can get over there because the tower will shoot your enemy if he runs into the tower, okay? In case you didn't know that. Now, hunters, attack speed, positioning, lifesteal, critical hit, uh, penetration, okay, cooldown if you're building towards an ability base, okay. So I'm just saying these things over and over because I see a lot of new players get into the game. They really don't understand the role of the hunter. The role of the hunter, what is the role of the hunter? The role of the hunter is to do the most damage in the game at the end of the game. From the middle to the end of the game, your role is damage. Damage. Okay. Now that doesn't mean chasing people around the board trying to get the last hit for the kill or whatever the case, because then you put yourself out of position and you wind up getting killed. Okay. So understand these things. Now these things that I'm telling you, okay, might sound like, oh man, it's a lot. Rewatch, relearn what I'm saying to you. Re-listen to this video. It will make you a better player as a new player. Trust what I'm telling you. Everything I just told you is very important. Practice, practice, practice in the training room. Where's the training room? Let me show you where the training room is. Practice, practice, practice in the training room before you actually jump into a match. I hope I don't sound too funny, guys. My nose is stuffed up a little bit. Got a little cold going on here. All right. So here's the practice. Okay. Did you see that? Let me do it again in case you didn't see it. I'm going into play. I'm going to write one, R1, over to training. Okay. I'm going to pick what I want to do. All these boards you're playing against computerized opponents. Okay. Or I can simply go into the practice in the jungle, practice on different builds. Okay. And I can practice on some enemies there for free, different characters in the game. And I would highly suggest that. So this is where you can fine tune your build and you can see what kind of damage you're going to be doing. It will allow you to level yourself up to level 20 um, very quickly and then get off into the practice. Okay. I'll do a video on that later um, for those that, don't quite understand how to do that. New players, trust me, you need this stuff. Okay. So that's going to be it for the hunters. Any questions you have on this, please comment. Please comment. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Okay. Any questions? Let me know below and I will surely answer them. Trust me, I will. Holla at your boy, the real Nitty. This has been the Hunters. Next video will be on the mages, and then I'll do one on the jungle. All right, so you guys go ahead and get off in the Smite.